Hello everyone, Tommy Station here. I want to show you the last of my model aircraft building for this winter. I said I would do a couple, I ended up doing 5 in total. So this is the last one I made, an ME-163 Comet by Messerschmitt, and here it is. It's a very small aircraft, very small kit, but very interesting all the same. It came with a kit of its transportation trailer and tug. These were rocket powered. I believe it was peroxide and liquid oxygen, a highly volatile mixture. I'll just show the underneath. So if you look at the wheels, very simple system. What would happen, it would take off and the wheels would drop off, and then when it actually had a very limited duration of flight. It consumed vast amounts of fuel for in a short time. So it was designed to intercept bombers, and it would fire on as many as it could, and then go back to its landing area, and it would literally land on grass on skids, and then it would be picked up by one of these transporters and taken off for refueling and whatever. So quite an interesting little aircraft. The problem I have is how do I show this? Do I suspend it from the ceiling with the others? If I do that, then the trailer won't be in this picture. So do I put it on the trailer and then suspend it all? Let me know what you think about that. So moving around, here we have, it's an FFS 5-stroke B2. Now, as Chris Take, a fellow YouTuber, pointed out, this was probably flown by the Polish and hijacked by the Germans. So very nice little aircraft, very nice. Had a bit of problems with the landing gear, trying to keep them mounted, but there we are, it got there in the end. This one is a Horten GO229. Again, the flying wing, absolutely phenomenal. No tailplane. When you think of the technology the Germans had in those days, it was absolutely phenomenal. This one was a very interesting build. The problem I had was the landing gear was quite tricky to install, especially with my shaking hand and bad eyesight, but there we go. I got there in the end. I don't think it looks too bad. So like I say, developments of aircraft by the Germans was absolutely phenomenal. There we go, there's a view on top. So it's in this camouflage. I always copy the camouflage that's on the boxes to the best of my ability. Yeah, nice little aircraft there. Right, so we'll move around now. This is an English Electric Canberra. This is a kit that I was after for years. I don't know why they're very hard to get, or maybe I'm not looking in the right places. Superb aircraft. This was on the drawing boards in 1944, believe it or not. At the same time, the Gloucester Meteor became operational. And I always used to think that there's a very close similarity in the designs of the wings. When you look at the design, similar. Anyway, this is a phenomenal aircraft. It first flew in 1949, and in 1989 it celebrated its 40th birthday, and at that time there were still 70 flying. Absolutely amazing. So I'll just move on quickly. This is a Supermarine Swift. So that's another one that I finished. My nephew actually did quite a lot of that, and then I finished it. So let's have a look on top. There we go. So again, I copied the camouflage colours, how it would have been, or how it was on the instructions. And the same goes for the Supermarine Swift. So this English Electric Canberra, it was a very, very stable camera platform, and it was also capable of 565 miles an hour, which was a phenomenal speed for its time, powered by 2 Rolls-Royce Avon engines. It was said to be able to fly like a fighter. This was a bomber, but it was capable of flying like a fighter. And when I watched videos on YouTube of these things performing, absolutely phenomenal. These were sold to many countries, Australia. There's a bit of an ironic twist in the tale with these. The Canberras were sold to Argentina, and during the Falklands campaign, the Argentinians used a British-built English Electric Canberra to bomb British troops. Quite sad, but there we are. So it was so good, and this is a rare one. The Americans bought the Canberra, made them under license by Martin. Now, it was the first time since 1917 that the Americans had bought an aircraft from overseas or another country. So that's testament to the design and performance of this aircraft. If the Americans bought it, that meant it must have been good. So let's come back down a bit. Yeah, the same with the Blackburn Buccaneer, an old aircraft, but used in Desert Storm. Now, hence the colouring on this one. Yeah, so like I say, I searched off and on over the years for a Canberra 172 scale kit, and for some reason they're either far too expensive for me, I can't remember the exact reason, or they're hard to get. So let's have a little quick fly past. This is the last aircraft I made with my nephew, the C-130 gunship. This has to be my favourite aircraft, really, the Vulcan. There's some classic aircraft. Obviously, we've got the Lancaster bomber, Spitfire, Hurricane. But as far as modern jet, well, it's not even modern. As far as jet engine planes go, this has to be one of my favourites. Just the sheer design of it and the performance and the sounds it made. Again, if you watch videos on YouTube of the Vulcan taking off and performing, it's absolutely amazing. And then, of course, we have the Victor. The missing link in my V bombers is the Valiant, the Vickers Valiant. I don't have that one, and I believe that is another kit that's hard to find. This is another success story. Many countries, tried to copy this or make a vertical takeoff aircraft. The Russians tried it with twin engines. The Americans couldn't do it, but the Brits did. And again, the Americans ended up making this under license by McDonnell Douglas. So, like I say, I could have a bit of a rant. The UK produced some outstanding aircraft over the years. Look at this, the Meteor. The UK's first operational jet fighter, flew in 1944. And who did we give the technology to? Yep. Right, so here we have some balloons and the Red Baron trying to pop them. We got a couple of mixtures here. We got, oh, let's go back here. Here we have a Russian aircraft. Then we have 2 Japanese. I'm not going to name them all, mostly because I've forgotten. These are the Messerschmitt Bf-109. People call them Me-109. It's actually the Bf-109s made by Messerschmitt. So we got the different variants. This is the last one. This is the Gustav, the Bf-109G. And we have training aircraft. There's 2 more there. And we have the Wellington B-17 through Halifax. Then we have a C-47, also known as the Dakota. I'm looking for a horse glider to go with this. I'll have to detach all these and rearrange them because they're all out of sequence. So we got quite a bit of a mixture of Bristol Beaufighters, Beauforts. There's a Lanc. So there's the Dam Buster version of the Lancaster. I know I've shown these before. This is just a quick flight past, just to short Stirling, huge aircraft. It's bigger than a Lancaster. And then Hawker Typhoon, Hawker Tempest, Curtis Kitty Hawk, P-51, Mustangs, Fairey Swordfish, Spitfire, Hurricane, Spitfire, Hurricane. This is the Me-262, the world's first operational jet fighter. Performance was outstanding. The handling was apparently was superb. The only problem was the lifespan of the engines was about 24 hours, and then they had to be scrapped and new engines fitted, because obviously there weren't the metals that could withstand the tolerances, the strains and the heat that these produced. But amazing looking aircraft, all the same. So let's go. Ju-57 Stuka, Me-110. Then we got the Dornier Flying Pencil, Ju-52. Been in one of those in the museum in Sinsheim, Germany. Condor S-200, designed for Lufthansa but eventually converted into a bomber. These were actually used to fly over the Atlantic to attack Allied shipping. So quite a selection of aircraft. I couldn't possibly have every aircraft. Years ago I bought a series of magazines called The A to Z of Aircraft, and that lasted for 2 years. I could never ever have all those. So this is this week's useless information. I now have a total of 71 aircraft suspended from my ceiling, and this month I will be 71 years old. So 1 aircraft for every year of my existence. And this is still, when I look up and look at this, it's phenomenal. I mean, the sheer size of it. And again, talk about old aircraft. This is 1950s technology, and they're still flying today. Absolutely unbelievable. You know, we're looking at close on 80 years old. I know they're well maintained, looked after, but still an amazing history. So there we go. So let's recap from the hot air balloon to the first jet aircraft in a very short space of time. So there we go. So thank you for watching. Bye now.